Dear Travel Journal, I'm on my way to Prague. This train has really nice coupes. The first few hours it was completely full. It was a really nice group of people. One of them, Savannah, she gave me some really nice Prague food recommendations, and when they left I had a few hours of quiet time to read my book.
Just arrived in Prague, walking to my hostel and seeing this. The opera, isn't she a beaut?
On my way to the hostel, I already stumbled upon a lot of nice looking buildings. The hostel was also very cute. I tried recording a little bit in the room, but there were already people sleeping, so I had to whisper and you couldn't hear a thing. I was basically saying the hostel was really clean and nice and that I was really happy.
A very good morning from the beautiful city of Prague. I'm really happy to be here. It is 8:30 or something. I'm going out to find me a supermarket to get some breakfast, and then we're going to see all the sights.
On my quest for some breakfast, I passed the National Museum and the Opera, this time in daylight.
My first stop is the Municipal house and the Powder Tower.
After entering the old town, I found this traditional Czech bakery and I had some delicious snacks. They were really good.
So it is like -2 degrees today, but look who decided to show up! I got myself some coffee to keep my hands warm. For the caffeine, maybe a little bit.
Wow. Just wow. The old town of Prague is so gorgeous. I was so insanely impressed by everything I saw. Every single building in this place is a work of art. I just kept looking up and everywhere I looked was just beautiful. I even strained my neck a little from looking up for such a long period of time. Then I arrived at the Old Town Square, which is the main part of the old town. You can also find the Astronomical clock here, and it has a little song with some entertainment every single hour. Having worked in an ice cream shop right across from an old city hall building, which also has this every hour for about 6 years, I wasn't very impressed by this, but the clock itself looked awesome.
So I am all caffeinated and ready for the rest of the day. I am walking down the most expensive street right now, like Versace, Prada, everything. Not for me, just window shopping. I just saw the Old Town Square, got some nice food, and now we are ready to go to the Jewish quarter, where we are already right now, and to see some other beautiful things.
Been walking for a few hours and it's freezing, hence why it's time to warm up a little bit in a cozy restaurant. As you can see, I'm not lying about the fact that it's freezing. Look at all that ice. I sat down to enjoy a nice drink and some soup in bread. I highly recommend waiting a little to let it cool off to prevent burning yourself. The restaurant had some really nice music, so here I am vibing and doing a little happy dance.
So I just had lunch. I'm so full. The food was so heavy. So I would very much like to take a nap right now. I am not close to the hostel right now. We're just gonna keep on exploring and then just gonna pretend that I'm not very tired. Just on my way to the monastery for a good view over the city. And I met this guy, John. He sounded like he was from the States. He was like, I'm so excited to see all 4 Eiffel Towers. And I was like, okay, I know of the one in Paris. The one that is here also looks like the Eiffel Tower, but what are the other 2? So he said there was one in New York. I was there, but I didn't see it. And another one, but he couldn't remember either. And I was like, all right, are you a guide or why do you know these things? He's like, no, I just like history. And then he asked my name and I asked for his name. And he just said, nice to meet you, goodbye. It was strange, but not unpleasant. Okay, so we just went up. So now we get to make the route down, which is really nice. Look at this view. It's amazing.
I arrived at the castle and guess what? Guards were putting up barricades so we couldn't visit the castle. It was quite sad, so I decided to go back to the hostel and make a new plan. But first, let me give you a tour of the hostel. This is where you come in, and on the left side is my bed with some storage. This is where I sleep, and these are all of the other beds. Very nice. We go to the bathroom, which is quite clean and modern. I really like that. The toilet has a separate door, which is also great, and a very nice shower. I am content.
I came back to the hostel for a little bit to warm up because I have a very cold butt. But mostly I went to the supermarket to get some food, a little bit of light food, because what I've noticed is that my appetite isn't very big. I don't even crave like bread and things like that, because after that soup from this afternoon, I just don't want to eat any more bread or really heavy things. I am gonna try to find something else to eat tonight. For now, I have a cucumber and a bell pepper for snacks, and I'll eat half of both, and then I'll save the other halves for tomorrow. Plus, I'll also eat a banana, I think tomorrow, because right now these babies are still a bit green, so I'll just keep these for tomorrow's breakfast. And I have a little bit of a yogurt, because when I think of light foods, I think of yogurt. So I have about half an hour before I have to leave for the castle tour. A very, very quick story time. This afternoon I went to the castle, and it was closed. So I thought, well, that's a shame, because I really wanted to see it. Because it's the biggest castle complex in the world, so that's super cool. It's kind of sad, but I was like, I'm here and it's beautiful here, so let's just enjoy the things. Ooh, crossing the street. Ooh, near death. I had already seen so many beautiful things, so I was like, okay, well, no castle complex for me. And then I went to see if there were any Airbnb experiences that I could do at the end of the afternoon or maybe at night, and I found one, which was visiting the castle in the dark after the sun went down, so that we can see it with the pretty lights. So I was like, oh, so the castle's open tonight, so let's book this, because that's awesome. Now I can even have a guide. The guide was not aware that the castle was closed because of some sort of award ceremony from the president. So that was tonight, and that was the reason that nobody could enter the castle. She was really sweet about it, and she said sorry about 10 times. She was working all day and she forgot to check if it was open tonight. It wasn't. But she took me on another one of her tours, and it was also really nice, but a lot of the same places that I already saw in daylight, but now I saw them in the dark. So guess I've seen parts of Prague twice now. I really like trying foreign McDonald's, because I already ate in a restaurant this afternoon, and that wasn't super pricey, but I was out of my budget. So I got a wrap, but we have wrap in the Netherlands, but this is the veggie wrap. As far as I know, it at least didn't look like anything our McDonald's ever has. So I'm just gonna be eating this in front of this. I approve. It gives me falafel vibes, which is very good. Why, hello and welcome to my quarters. I'm alone in the room right now. It is 9 p.m. and I really wanted to go out and do something fun tonight, but right now I am 28.7k steps in. And the tour of the castle turned out to be a tour of the entire area around the castle, so a lot more steps than anticipated, a lot more walking. It also lasted half an hour longer than was promised, which on the one hand is very nice, because I got to know a lot more about the city, but on the other hand I still didn't see the castle, and she was telling a lot of things about the castle without me being able to see what she was talking about, and I really need those visuals to be able to process information, because just throwing information at me, it doesn't really stick with me, and I wish it would. I wish that I could learn that way, but I really need some sort of visual thing to be able to actually process the information. So it was really, I was focusing so hard on processing what she was saying and actually understanding her words. I am kind of dead. So I have decided to just wash my face, take off everything, take off my makeup. My grandfather called me as well, so I had a little chat with him. He has also been to some of the cities that I'm visiting, so he wanted to chat about that, so I thought that was really sweet. Well, hello, a very good morning to you. It is a beautiful day in Prague. The sun is shining and I'm ready to go outside. I just had some breakfast downstairs and now I'm ready to hit the town. I'm gonna check out first and leave my bag here, and then pick up the bag right before I go to the train station. The hostel had complimentary cookies. Bonus points. on my way to Vysehrad. I don't know how to say it like properly, but it's a pretty steep climb and the sun is shining, which is nice. But I'm dressed for -2-degree weather, which it is like +3 degrees right now, but still feels like 15 with this sun. I'm walking through some sort of garden with lots of sculptures and the big cathedral or church. Not sure which one of it is. Right, so I made it to the church. I'm not gonna go in because it costs money and we're on a budget. Maybe when I get back here with Marvin or something, we'll do that. We'll visit the castle and go inside all the things and spend a lot of money. But for this trip, no. So I'm walking to the tram right now to go to the hostel and maybe find a little shop that sells postcards and buy one there and send one to Marvin, because that is tradition. I do that in every city. Let's keep that tradition in Czech. Pun intended. Lunch, it's basically a really big pig in a blanket and it's really good. I approve.
Goodbye, Prague. I am amazed by your beauty. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Next up, Vienna.